think many of you had some issues while exporting object from Illustrator and then importing it later on Photoshop to edit it. It's a very, very simple workflow. I'll show it once again with a very simple object, and then you can take it forward from there. So let's go to Illustrator. So we'll create a new file, and let's go with a web common. This is fine. So let's create a document. So what we can do here is I'm going to create a type effect, and I want to take it to Photoshop and then edit that there. So what I will do is I'll just select a text, change the color to, I think, yeah, this is fine. And I don't need a stroke. So let's type something in, and I'm going to type G, scale it up. So we have this right now. I'm going to change the typeface to something a little more interesting. So let's go to the properties window, change this to the Shuriken boy font. So this is right there. And let's choose this, change the fill color to white. Or maybe gray will do. I have this right now. So this can be any object or illustration as well, right? So I'm just going to duplicate this text here, and I'll just make it into an O. So I have this text here. So it says go right now, and it's like this. Now I'm not applying any effects here. I can actually do a lot of things in here, but I'm not going to do any of those things because I will take these individual elements into Photoshop and edit it there. So there are a couple of things that you can do, right? So you can right click this and you can collect for export. So if you go here, this will be exported as a single asset. You can also export this as multiple asset, which means that the G will be separate and the O will be separate. So if you do for multiple assets, you can see that we have asset number 1 and asset number 2. And now, once we've done that, if you select these, right? So I'm going to shift click and select both these things. And it is saying PNG export. Click on export and it'll export to my desktop. So we have exported successfully from there. I'm going to quit Illustrator right now because we don't need it. We can, we already exported the files that we actually need from there. It's in our desktop right now. And I'm going to go to Photoshop. Set a new file. Let's create a new file, and we'll go to mobile or web, create the same size document here. So I have this document right now. I don't need the artboard. Let's just do that. And I'm going to fill a color black into the background of this, and we'll import the two assets that we exported from Photoshop. Just go to file and place embedded, and go to this, and we will select these documents. Or maybe one, place it. That's going to come here. Go to file, place embedded, and choose the other one as well. Okay, so we have two files in Photoshop right now. These two files. Now, as you know, whatever you want to do with these files, it is possible, right? If you want to edit it, if you want to add a shadow in here, whatever you want to do, it is possible. That's basically two objects which came from Illustrator, right? So what I want to do is that I want to add a little bit of shadow here for the O. So what I'll do is I'll just control select this O. I have this selection. I'm going to create a new layer and call it shadow. Sorry, call it shadow. And this is basically behind the G. So if I take the brush tool and paint my shadow here, it's going to affect only behind it. See, it's creating a very beautiful shadow here for that text, right? So we created that effect. Now, if you turn it off, the shadow is just, you know, on a different layer, just like that. And we created an effect. And whatever you want to do in here, so if I just go to this, and if I want to add a, you know, a gradient overlay here or anything that you want to actually do to your text, you can do that here. Okay. So we can see that effect. I think this is clear.